Today's theory is a continuation of my last Pokemon theory. Can Pokemon be recaptured? Or, better put, stolen from another trainer with a Pokeball? If you missed it, I advise you check it out. But the short answer is yes and no. However, in the last theory, there was no shortage of comments stating something like, "But Proto, you forgot about Pokemon Colosseum. What about the Snag machines?" You must be confused, comment section. I've played just about every Pokemon game there is. To think I would miss a GameCube exclusive and its sequel. You are so silly. It's not like I went out and bought both Colosseum and XD Gale Darkness and had an all-night cram session and played them to cover that up. No, that would be crazy. And no, that actually would be crazy. With the price of these games selling upwards of $60 to $100 in local stores and $30 to $60 each on eBay. Yeah, not likely. But instead of boring you with how amazing it felt to finally beat these games, let's talk about Team Snag'em and how the Snag machine is actually a very dirty secret. Team Snag'em. Gotta snag 'em all. That really doesn't have the same ring to it, you know? I always think of Team Snag'em as Team Shag'em, and I like to imagine Austin Powers as the leader. Now that sounds like the beginnings of some fraternity at a college that drinks too much, am I right?
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
But back to Team Snag'em. Surprise, surprise, they steal Pokemon. I mean, what gave this away? But can we just look at the intro for a minute? Team Snag'em are filled with nothing but balding older men and are led by one larger balding man who looks like he works out too much. When there is an explosion, these guys really don't seem phased at all. Well, they look like they are in a desert, so maybe they're in the Middle East. Also, terrorism is a-okay in this game as long as it's against the bad guys, but not murder. Yeah, I am serious about that. Like, less than 10 guys from Team Snag'em leaves and the protagonist blows the place up. Glad everyone made it out alive. Pokemon. Teaching children blowing up buildings and stealing is perfectly fine as long as you don't murder anyone. This sounds a lot like Batman. I wonder if there's a connection. You know, the more I actually look into Pokemon, the more I find crazy stuff just being accepted. And really, even if you say it's just a game, this game literally has the player taking control of a literal terrorist thief. Well, anyways, basically, that is the story. But from this point of view, you, the viewer, might be a bit confused, and I really don't blame you. So, let me give you a little backstory here. Before the hero went all terrorist on Team Snag'em, there was a device called the, are you ready for it? Are you ready? Snag machine, invented by Team Snag'em to use. It's like divine poetry from the gods here, honestly. There was another Snag machine much bigger in size than the one stolen, and it was used to steal Pokemon for Team Snag'em from trainers and make them into Shadow Pokemon. Again, it isn't really well depicted on why they want Shadow Pokemon since regular Pokemon are stronger anyways, but whatever. Really though, looking into this is something I plan on doing, but for now, let's just go with it. So, the hero once again blows up the machines and takes the remaining one that is more mobile, puts it on, and proceeds to steal Shadow Pokemon back from Team Snag'em. Now, before I really go into how this machine works, I want to point out that the plot clearly states that Team Snag'em is stealing Pokemon from other trainers, and at this point, there are very few wild Pokemon in the areas of the Ore region. So, when the hero snags those Shadow Pokemon back, do you think he gives them back to the trainers that had them stolen? No, he keeps them and uses them against Team Snag'em. Wow, man, just 3 for 3. A terrorist, a thief, and again, a thief who just takes other stolen stuff back and then uses it himself. Great work. Anyways, onto the device itself. The scientist originally designed it to steal already caught Pokemon. It must have come from Team Rocket, as no other teams are really that devious. Assuming they must have known about the inner workings of Pokeballs, we can assume that they may have been employed at Silphco or even Devoncorp and decided to go all the way to Ore region for some unknown reason. There are a lot of questions that remain here, but one thing is for sure, the way the Snag machine works works allows the user to steal Pokemon. It just so happens that the hero doesn't want to steal normal Pokemon, but only Shadow Pokemon. As if those normal Pokemon aren't stolen either. Sheesh. So, how does it work? Well, from what I can tell, the developer of the device knew that he was inside a game. It isn't really hard to figure out though. There's the Game Freak HQ in almost every game in every region. The OR region wouldn't really be an exception, being based in Arizona, having Game Freak HQ in Black and White's own New York City. And in Game Freak's HQ, the designers are pretty candid about telling anyone that they're in a game. At some point in time, the developer probably stumbled onto this realization and learned how to manipulate Pokeballs. The Snag machine is no different than a Game Shark. Don't believe me? Using a simple code and altering one small line of code allows players to catch trainers' Pokemon. The Snag machine is that line of code, isolated, and when those stuck inside the games realize their predicament, they can easily manipulate the system. How else could someone develop a device like this, or time travel, or go on adventures for days without sleep or food? This, combined with several other theories, begins to make sense of the crazy Pokemon world. And though, again, crossing canons is frowned upon, there is no question that the Snag machine is no different than a Game Shark. You know, it just occurred to me that the Celebi movie is kind of a precursor to this game, as the villain can be seen using specialized Pokeballs to turn Pokemon evil. Interesting, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this theory. Have a great day, and please leave me a like and share this where you can. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. Good gaming, and God bless. Thanks for watching my video and making it to the end. If you want to see my theories a day early, make sure to head over to my Patreon, where donators get a day early viewing of my newest theories. And follow me over on Twitter to see my updates about certain videos and access to some cool unlisted hidden content as well. If you don't have Twitter, I am on Tumblr too, so be sure to check out my videos on your preferred social networks or subscribe here on good old YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a while now, and I don't plan on going anywhere soon, so I hope you keep supporting me by liking the video and sharing it where you can on Facebook or Twitter or other forums as well. Thank you again for taking a bit of time out to support me, and I hope to see you here next time on Pokemon Theory. Please note that in all my videos, if I use images from Google, that I do not own any of those images, and all images obtained from Google are owned by their respective owners and copyrights. So please remember this when watching my Pokemon theories. Thanks.